If my research is correct, I believe your last loss was in March of 2012 in the NIT when Stanford beat Illinois State. My question is, do you tell your team the same thing after a win or a loss? And if not, do you even remember what it's like after a loss?
Well, thank you for picking up my spirits there. I appreciate that very much. That was very nice of you. It has been a while. Thank you. Yeah, I did forget a little bit, but in college basketball, it doesn't let you forget real long. College basketball can be very cruel, even when you have a heck of a team. And to me, what you say after a loss is always different. I don't like the stereotypical, hey, we lost, so you guys are a bunch of so-and-sos, and you're a bunch of this and you're a bunch of that. I don't subscribe to that. I try to see it for what it was, and I think the first thing that I saw was Michigan played about as good a game as anyone has played against us in over 4 and change years. I thought they were just absolutely outstanding. I did. I thought everything they tried to do, including hit a number of guarded shots, it was incredible. I thought they were terrific. Could not say enough great things about their team. I don't know if this is how they're going to play most of the time. If it is, they're going to have one heck of a year. Was it just their night? I don't know. It's 4 games into the season, but what I will say, they were outstanding. Second thing is I look at, are you guys out there fighting and scratching? I look at something like this, everything's going wrong, offensively, and we're trying to drive the ball to the basket, and we're not getting calls, and I'm not saying we should have. I don't know. I'm at the other end, but all I know is things are going poorly. The score is going poorly, and our guys end up with 18 offensive rebounds. So I see a team that scratches and fights, and they're trying to defend. I felt like we were a step slow tonight for whatever reason, not because we weren't ready to play, but who knows what the night before takes toll on some. But what I said, I think we could be an outstanding team. Tonight was not an outstanding game, and I believe that you've always got to turn negatives into positive and learn from particularly the rough things that happen to you.
Right here.
This is the first time you guys have lost by double digits in 2 years, so it's a pretty unfamiliar place for you. What's kind of the feeling of after being in almost such a strange spot from you and the team?
Well, I think you either win or you lose. That's the way I look at it. I don't think the number of points is all that significant. You play to win, and when you don't win, you lose, and it's black and white. Half the teams in the country lose every night, and half of them win, and I don't care what the scores are. This was a loss. The better team won tonight, and I take my hat off to them.
Here, Coach.
Give granted small sample size, the semis average almost 23 points a game. You get 13 tonight. What did Michigan do well to contain him?
I think what they did well and we did poorly all at the same time. I thought they really did a good job of taking us out of our rhythm. We never could, almost every single timeout, all we were talking about was try to get second and third side and get the ball moving and getting it flowing. But honestly, I give them credit. They took us out of some things, and we didn't handle that as well as we need to, and that's one of the positives of the game. I'm glad that part happened. It's going to happen again. You got to learn to play through that. But Shimmy's he's gonna get a crowd too. He's going to get a lot of people scouting him. And he's an outstanding player. And if you look at anyone in the country, it's hard for anyone to have a huge night each and every night. And I know he's going to have a lot of really big nights for us. But from an offensive standpoint, we never really could get going. Not for lack of effort, just could not get in the flow, and then didn't have a good shooting night, didn't have a good free throw shooting night, and a lot of things weren't going very well for us. And at the same time, I thought they hit some amazing shots.
Right here,
You said you were a step slow defensively. I mean, was that really more noticeable every time you tried to defend Derek Walton?
Look, if you think of the game, it started out, he hit 3 deep threes. I have to go look at the film. It didn't look like to me he was towing up the line with nobody guarding. It looked to me like he was shooting over a hand from distance. one of them I know he was shooting over 6'8", and I just thought he played with an amazing amount of confidence. I mean, we could tell in 2 strokes that he's got his game on tonight. I don't get to see him play all that much. I don't know if that's common every night stuff for him, but I know one thing, he was darn good tonight.
Right there, Coach.
Was there anything about the Michigan offense that was particularly hard to guard? They only had 4 turnovers. Was it just the tough shots, or was it?
No, well, Michigan, we played them last year. I was coaching that game. We played them last year. We had several days to prepare, and you're thankful when you can, because it is a very well thought out, intricate offense that this year I can tell you for sure they have the right pieces for. Every offense needs the right pieces. You got to show you some great offenses. They don't work worth a damn when you don't have the right guys. But the team I saw tonight, and it's the first time I watched them. We were scouting Pittsburgh. I literally watched them for the first time late last night. So I don't know, but I do know the Michigan offense from last year when we played them. And you have 3 days to prepare, and even then, it's still very tough. But I have a lot of respect for it. It presents a lot of problems. They recruit a lot of shooters, spread around a big guy, but it's not that simple. There's a lot more to it. It's very well thought out. Not a team you want to play on no preparation days, and I really respect that.
And the 4 back, and then I'll get to you, okay?
Are there any lessons in particular you can learn from a game like this, or is it one you kind of just forget about and move on? Just kind of
No, I don't think you want to forget. I don't think you want to just go, hey, don't worry about that. Well, I don't think I'd ever want to do that when you get beat. I think it's got to be some darn lesson. I can't feel how you can just ever go, don't worry about that. We'll go get them the next time. I mean, I think you learn the most when you're in pain. I think you change the most when you're in pain. I think when something hurts, that's when you make changes. And when everything's going great, sometimes, particularly college players, my experience has been they can get a little bit complacent, and they can get to feeling like, it's going to be a little easy. Hey, we're pretty darn good. And the truth of college basketball is there's not many easy nights. I don't care if you've heard of the school or not. There's a lot of teams out there that are hungry, and on their given night, they may have an edge to them because they just came off a loss, and they're dug in, they're cut into attention to detail and all those kind of things. So I think you got to address it. I think our team, look at our team. We got 4 guys. We got 4 returning players, 4 guys that played last year. That's it. That's our whole experience. We got 2 guys that sat out. They're getting their feet wet. We got 3 freshmen. We got 9 guys. That's the whole team. I mean, of course we've got to learn. We've got to learn. I don't care what. We got to learn at halftime. We got to learn how to do halftime better. We got to learn how to do water better. We're a work in progress for sure, and so we're not going to pass up a chance. I don't care what happens. Winning by 27, losing by whatever, overtime game, I don't care what. We need to learn lessons if we're going to get better and grow as a team by the year's end.
All right, last question right here, Coach.
You talked yesterday about how hard of a worker Chemi is. I'm just wondering what you expect to see from him over the next few days after a night like this.
He'll be up early tomorrow, and he'll be, begging a manager to go shoot for him for several hours, and then he'll work on his body, and then he'll eat correctly, and then he'll go back to the gym, and we'll have to tell him, no, hey, you need to rest today. But you know what? He's not the only one. I don't want to make it out of that. That's the thing I love about this team. There's a bunch of guys now that I've been coaching a long time, and from the outside, I think the public thinks everyone just cares passionately that plays college basketball. They give it all they got every day. And I got news for you. They don't, they don't. You're lucky. You're so fortunate when you get around a group of guys with character and motivation and drive and maturity that are really trying to maximize who they are. And we got a bunch of those guys. So I have faith in that. Do we have the numbers we wish we had? No, we don't have as many numbers. I wish we had more experience. I wish we didn't have 3 freshmen that are gonna, need to play. But you know what? They're gonna get better. And the older guys are going to show them how. And so I'm proud to coach this team. I don't feel worth a darn about tonight, but I also respect the team that we were playing, and I know that we're a much better team than we showed, and we're going to use this, and we're going to get better from it.